सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Hari Om and welcome to all. I'll chant the Mangalachara. Vasudevendra Yogendram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Vidhiyate. And the Vastu Sangraha Vakya. Sadhan Chatushta Sampan Adhikarinam मोक्ष साधन भूतम तत्व विवेक प्रकारम वक्ष्यामः. So sadhan chatushta is, amongst other things, nitya anitya vivek, and nitya vivek being the only nitya is Brahman, and in tattva vivek, what is the tattva vivek? Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mithyati. Other than Atma, everything else is unreal. So these two things had come up in Vastu Sangraha Vakya, and expounding them, talking about them, we hit upon in the very beginning two fundamental things. One is what is Nitya, and the other is what is Satya. What is Satya is Tattva Vivek Vichar. What is Nitya is Nitya Nitya Vivek. So unless you have that, then understanding Tattva is difficult. In fact, difficulty, he says, you need to have Nitya Nitya Vichar to be able to grasp Tattvabodha. Having said that, we were studying what is Atman, and it was defined or rather indicated that it is not this, it is not this, and it is witness of the three states and what is its soul. So we had studied one part of what it is not, that is the three bodies, the gross body, the subtle body, and the sukshma body. The gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body. It is not these three. Now we are studying that it is a witness of the three states. The three states are waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Then also it is not the five koshas. We will study after this. Right? Having said that, before I start, I just want to do a kind of a slight mid-course check. When we are coming for the satsang, with what bhav are we coming? What are we getting out of it? So I want to have a quick response from all, including Rahul if he is able to. Rahul is working, but if he is able to respond, well, I would like to know.
I can respond.
Yeah. So what is it that makes you come to the satsang?
For me, the main thing is the Satya. Okay? That is being connected to the scriptures, acharyas. So because जो हर रोज की इसमें होता है, प्रपंच में ही लगे रहते हैं, तो it's very difficult to find the time even for reading some small scriptures. So अगर यहाँ पे आते हैं, तो one thing is that you get to hear the scripture, and second, जो लोगों को अनुभव होता है कि अरे हाँ ये सवाल भी हो सकता है, वो सवाल भी हो सकता है. Yes, this is also a way it can be explained. So that's quite enriching. Okay. So for me, that's the main thing.
Thank you so much, Rahul, for sharing. Okay. Anuji and Anilji.
मेरे लिए तो अरुण जी मैं ये कहूँगा कि लाइफ का प्राइम गोल तो एक ही है, सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन। और उस सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन के लिए जो मनन, श्रवण, सत्संग, जो श्रवण है जिसमें मनन भी होता है, और इसके बाद जो मुख्य चीज है कि हम जो है जो इस सत्संग में सुना वो ड्यूरिंग द डे अगर कुछ समय सत्संग के बियॉन्ड भी हम कर सके कुछ समय, तो मुझे लग रहा है वही इसका है कि जैसे सुबह को हम कुछ मेडिटेशन करते हैं, शाम को ये है, और दिन में भी दिनचर्या के बीच में थैंक्स टू दिस सत्संग या प्रभु कृपा से या जैसे भी अगर वो ध्यान रहता है और मन प्रभु को याद करता है या उससे जुड़ा हुआ है, तो मुझे लग रहा है उसमें कहीं ये डेफिनेटली मदद कर रहा है।
Yeah, thank you, Anilji. Anu?
Ajay, I feel for me this whole reading of the text Tattvabodha is a learning experience, and this is one of my first texts I'm reading in a group, and learning new words, and it's basically my own self-discovery and learning about myself is what my greatest takeaway from this satsang.
Okay, thanks. Hira, would you like to share what you are getting from the satsang and why you are joining the satsang? We are talking about that. You are muted in case you are trying to. Okay. You can share, Hira, what makes you join satsang, what you are getting. Perfectly okay if you say no. I have nothing to share.
I don't know. It's, I think, very, very interesting. I was rereading a lot of the chapters. In fact, yesterday I spent some time on it, and I was actually very intrigued with the dream part, especially what we discussed yesterday. There was quite an awakening about the self, that the dreamer that believes that okay, that dream state is real.
Yeah.
That is the realization that okay, state also is unreal. So that analogy actually made a lot of sense, because otherwise we get really stuck in the material because it seems so real.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent. Thank you. So, another question. Are you all having to make any effort joining satsang?
I think I look forward to them. I don't have to make an effort. I'm just waiting for for the class to begin. And like Ira said, even rereading and going back to old audios and listening to them. So I'm really enjoying every bit of it.
Okay. How about you, Ira? Do you have to make any effort?
Yeah, I think today I was on the way rushing. I was hoping I reach in time back.
Okay.
Got a bit late, but made it in time. So I think it's something definitely, I think, definitely to look forward to. And I think it's just that one, and I think the realizations come like maybe at some subconscious or like we know. I think the learning is such that I feel like we know all of this, but it's coming to us in these different forms. So that's why I think the connection is so much higher.
So I'll suggest, if you are enjoying it and you want to continue it, you must pray before the satsang to the Lord. Kindly bless me with this satsang every day, because it is His blessing only that is making you attend it. There is nothing of your own. You want to do so many things, you can't do. It's His blessings that you are here. And why His blessings? Because you are over here exposing yourself to yourself, which is the Lord itself. Atma and Brahman are the same. So Brahman's blessings and knowledge of Atma, that is the same thing. You are knowing yourself, you are knowing Brahman, you are knowing the Lord. So thank Him before coming here. Come 5 minutes early, pray to Him, and sit in the satsang with that prayer. You are knowing yourself, right? And after the satsang also, you just pray that you don't ever forget that you are Sat. You are that Atma. We are studying about Atma, so after the satsang, just pray that you don't ever forget that. Right? These two things, beginning and ending. Try and do it. And at no point of time, ever think that you are doing it. Because if you think you are doing it, the only thing it will fan is your ego, not your awareness of the self. We are living this life of an egoist. Everything I am doing, I am enjoying. So at least for this satsang, drop that. Consider it His grace and be in thankfulness to Him all through. Right? So this is the mid-course correction I wanted to talk about. So we were doing the deep sleep state. I'll just read the verse. Atha sushupte avastha ka aham kim api na janami sukhen maya nidra anubhuyata iti sushupte avastha karan sharir abhimani atma pragya itya uchyate. Then what is the deep sleep state? That state about which one says, I did not know anything, I enjoyed good sleep, is the deep sleep state. The self identified with the causal body is called prajna. Now, this topic about the 3 states is probably one of the simplest. Why I am saying simplest? Because this is experiential. We all experience the waking and the dream and the deep sleep states. And it is also one of the most important topics. Because if we understand this, Hira, I was saying this is one of the simplest topics because we all experience it. And if we understand this topic, then we are safely into the study of Vedanta. Because it actually unfolds the knowledge of the self in a very simplistic way, which we are experiencing every day. Now it's a question of awareness. So this is what this topic is trying to do. So we have read the definition and we had read the first paragraph. Should I read it again? For the sake of continuity, I'll read the paragraph that I had read yesterday also. When one gives up identification with the gross and subtle bodies and identifies only with the causal body, one is said to be in deep sleep state. In that state, one experiences the absence of all objects, emotions and thoughts. When one awakens from it, one says, I did not know anything, but I was happy. I slept well. This memory of having slept well or otherwise proves the presence of I, the experiencer, even in the absence of the world. Hence, the joy experienced is of one's own true nature. Due to ignorance, we do not know this, and so we wake up as ignorant as ever, looking for joy in the world of objects yet again. We are as ignorant as ever because in the waking state, the Atma is Vishwa, identified with the ignorant state also, with the subtle state also, with the gross state also. In the waking state, I identify with the gross body and become the doer and enjoyer. In the dream state, I identify with the subtle body and become the enjoyer of the dream world. In the deep sleep state, there is neither doer of actions nor the enjoyer of the world. In absence of thoughts, there is no concept of time, space, or duality. Hence, I cannot say how long I slept or where I was in sleep. Any questions? Yeah.
So, Arunji, that means that, say, once we understand that we are in deep sleep state, and here we understand that I, the presence of I, that is the Atma, and our true purpose is obviously, our not purpose, our true aim is permanent Prapti. So that we have actually, if we, when we wake up, if we've had a deep sleep and we wake up and have realization, so that means then we have actually understood the whole concept.
No, I didn't understand your question. When we get up, when we wake up, we have understood the full concept of permanent prapti, you are saying?
No, I'm saying if we carry on this thing of the deep sleep state, even on waking up, then haven't we kind of achieved everything?
Okay. So you see, the irony is that in deep sleep state, you are covered with tamas. So tamas is what makes you totally ignorant of that state also. Now, if in the waking state, you can carry that absence of all thoughts and identifications with the waking and all that, and then in that so-called deep sleep state where you are not sleeping, you are awake, then that experience is the experience of yourself indeed. That is nirvikalp samadhi. Right? There is no vikalp. There is no, even now there is no vikalp. Only thing, it is covered with tamas. You are not aware. So if you are aware, that's what makes the difference. So you have grasped it, and only thing is when you get up, you don't remember anything. Whereas from nirvikalp samadhi, when you get up, you know everything because you are awake. Okay. So in the waking and dream states, any other question? So I am continuing. In the waking and dream states, I know I exist, but I do not know my true nature. I take myself to be the gross and subtle bodies and accept the waking and the dream worlds to be real. In the deep sleep state, I am ignorant of my true nature and also of the world. Except for the awareness that I exist, there is total ignorance. And therefore the individual is called prajna, one who is more or less ignorant. Right? Now just see that in the deep sleep state, a beggar or a king, or a man or a woman, irrespective of who you are in the waking state, in the deep sleep state the experience is the same. Now another thing. In the waking state, you have attached a lot of superimposed lot of things. What are those? I am a human being. So you become limited to a human being. I am a woman or I am a man, you become limited to that. I am a professor, or I am a researcher, or I am a trader. So whatever you are adding on, you are limiting yourself. Right? Now in deep sleep, you are ignorant of all these upadhis. I am using a word called upadhi. We have talked of it before. So upadhi is the conditionalities we have laid ourselves with. So in deep sleep, we rid ourselves of these conditionalities and become unbound, unchanged and free. And there is that bliss of that unchanged state. Moment we get up, we again change ourselves. Now that ignorance, even though it is called ignorance of your conditionalities, but that is liberating. And therefore that bliss is there because you are now liberated from those chains. If in the waking state you can liberate yourself from all these chains, how much exhilarated you would be. So this is how you should understand that prajna to be. The waking and dream state, each of us differs, but the deep sleep state is the same for all. The king, the beggar, the ignorant one and the wise one all experience bliss in the deep sleep state. There are no degrees in this bliss. It is homogeneous, partless, complete. Therefore, we do not want to come out of it. So just mark these words: homogeneous, partless, complete. This is defining us. We'll come to it later on also. When we are awake, we are no longer homogeneous, we are no longer partless, and we are no longer complete. I just gave you the examples. Therefore, we do not want to come out of it. We are refreshed and rejuvenated by this state. Now, I have told somebody, rightly or wrongly, and I am just stating this here, when we go to sleep, however tired, we come out rejuvenated and fresh. I have a suspicion if somebody is unwell, but if that somebody can be in this meditative state where he can rid himself from all conditionalities, he can cure himself. It's a hypothesis, it's a proposition, and hence the benefit of meditation. If you can sit and just get rid of all your conditionalities, you will come out stronger, more charged. Think about it, experience it if you want to. There are no degrees in this bliss. It is homogeneous, partless and complete. Therefore, we do not want to come out of it. We are refreshed and rejuvenated by this state. If we are sleepless for even a day, we become distraught. We willingly give up the whole world to go to sleep. Some even take sleeping tablets to induce this state. We go to this state either from the waking or the dream state when tired physically or mentally and being overpowered by inertia. The unmanifest impressions, vasanas, of the waking world manifest to push us out of this state either into the dream or the waking world. In the causal state, the vasanas are in a seed form. Once they start sprouting, they push us out of the deep sleep state into either the dream state where they manifest as dreams or into the waking state where they manifest into our desires and aspirations from what we want from the world. There are also some in-between states that we experience. The sleepwalker is both awake and asleep. One in half-sleep state is neither awake nor asleep. The daydreamer is both aware and dreaming. These are the different in-between stages. The three states come and go. Each state negates the experience and reality of the other two. Just mark it. Each state negates the experience and reality of the other two, and ask yourself, is it true or not? In dream, it negates your waking and deep sleep. In dream, you will never believe that there is a waking state and a deep sleep, and so for each state. Okay? I stand unnegated by them. Now who is this I?
Sakshi.
Sakshi, that Atma. That Atma stands unnegated by any of these states. The states are negating each other, but they are not negating the Atma which is always there. That Sakshi, as Anilji said. Why is it Sakshi? Because the witness of all the three states. Right? I may act like a beggar in a play, but I do not become a beggar. Similarly, I am not the roles I take up of the waker, dreamer or deep sleeper. So now, I have taken up the role of a waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. Waking is a state. This state has been superimposed on the Atma and we call it a waker. It is a superimposed state. Right? And we are saying Atma is the waker. Now, in dream, that is a state. And we are imposing this state on Atma, calling it to be a dreamer. That is the superimposition which makes us call this as that. And deep sleeper is that where the deep sleep state is superimposed on the Atma. Now this superimposition gets negated in the other states. So it is not permanent. The waker is not a dreamer and dreamer is not a deep sleeper and so on for each state. So this superimposition is dissolvable. It dissolves. And what does not dissolve and remains permanent as a Sakshi is your Atma. Is it making sense? So, Atma is looking at all these just as you have a crystal which is transparent and colorless. You put a red flower behind it. It will start appearing red colored. You put a blue cloth behind it, it will start giving the color of blue. And so forth. Similarly, in the three states, in the Atma, you are saying it is a waker, it is a dreamer, and it is a deep sleeper. Whereas in fact, it is not any of these, it is just a mere witness. Now, questions. If it is too early to ask questions, then you need to think very deeply, because as I said, it is a very simple topic because we all experience these things. It is not something I am giving you theoretical knowledge. Right? Here the ticklish thing to understand, resolve and make it your own permanent knowledge is that the Atma is not the waker. It has that waking state has been superimposed. And so in each state. Atma is... Yeah.
और वेकर में भी बहुत सारे और सुपर इम्पोजिशंस हैं कि मैं इंडियन हूँ, मैं गुड़गांव निवासी हूँ,
जी हाँ,
एडुकेटेड हूँ, तो वो जितने भी हमको उपाधियाँ लगानी है हम लगाते चले जाएं और हर उससे लिमिट होते चले जाएं.
जी हाँ.
मैं तो थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री में रहता हूँ. थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री के सारे दुख मेरे दुख हो जाएंगे.
Yes. So whatever conditionalities you superimpose on yourself, you limit yourself by those conditionalities and make your life that much more miserable. Whereas what are you? You are a free bird. Huh, Ira? Does it bring a smile on your face?
Now, every day we experience end of misery in our deep sleep.
Yes. So that is an indication, and that is what you need to stay with. Think about it. Let's have some questions tomorrow based on what you think, what the doubts are. Because unless you have doubts, the chapter would not go through you. You have to have doubts, you have to have questions, then we'll enjoy discovering more about ourselves. So I'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. May the Lord's blessings be with us that we may reach our goal. Hari Om. Thank you everyone.